Hi guys, welcome to my new video. In this video, I'll be discussing about the role of a product manager, and this is specific to non-IT domains. So if you're, there should be a physical product present which you are handling, or it could be services. And if you're preparing for profiles like revenue manager, product marketing manager, you should go through this video completely. And even if you are preparing for other domains related to business also, you should watch this video because I will be talking about cross-functional teams. So you could be part of one of the teams, and then you will realize how things are for the product manager. So as a product manager, you'll be handling a vertical which will be constituting certain number of products. For the sake of this video, I'll consider I am handling, for example, fans. So I'm handling one vertical as fan. They could be ceiling fan, they could be table fan, wall fan, pedestal fan. They could be n number of types also. So you would be having a basket of products. Okay. So your first most important stuff to execute is the sales of these products. So anything that you are doing as a product manager, things that I would be discussing in this video, all will relate to this one goal of selling of your category. Okay, selling of the all the products that you are handling. So your first and the most important KPI is the that all the products that you are handling should grow. Now for that growth, you are dependent on a lot of cross-functional teams, and so I'll be discussing about them one by one. And as a product manager, another thing that you need to keep in your mind is that if the product sale is happening, everyone is happy. But if it is not happening, then the product manager should know why. So this why is very important. Now the first team that I would be discussing about is the sales team. So like I said, you are the product manager. You are responsible for the sales of your product. As a the sales team might have other verticals also. They might have other domains. So for them, their overall number should happen, but they are not concerned about your category of products. So you have to make sure that you communicate to them well, like what are your expectations, and you need to align your goals with them. So for example, if I have decided I am going to sell 100 fans in this year, so my sales team should align with this fact. But if they find there is like the targets are too high, they will reach out to you ki boss, what is the logic behind you giving us these targets? And so you should be prepared with the rationale, like last year you did this, so this much amount of growth, what is the company's expectation and all that stuff. Okay. So then there would be a lot of to and fro, like how we are going to achieve it and what are the levers to drive this growth. So this I will be discussing in the further in the video. So your first target is to plan the sales, and this planning has to be done on a annual basis, on a half yearly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis, and in most of the companies on a weekly basis also. So you on a weekly level you track the performance of your products. We track it on a daily basis also, but weekly there would be a review with the leadership team. And I've worked in a legacy brand, I've worked in a top e-commerce firm. In both the cases I have seen there's a weekly review happening. So this is the fun first thing, that you plan and you align the sales team on the targets. Second is the tracking. As I said, on a daily basis you need to track like whatever the targets were there, whether those are getting achieved, or like if there is a problem in certain products, why is what is the reason behind those problems. So the sales team is on ground. You can't be present everywhere. The sales team uh, is your eyes on the ground. So if you have a pan India operation, which a lot of top brands have, so there you are dependent on the sales team to give you feedback on the performance of your products. And once you receive the feedback, then you reach out to the concerned department or team, like we need to rectify it. And there could be n number of reasons. The pricing could be the issue, the product quality could be a issue, the marketing is not done right. There could be n number of reasons. So this was with sales, where you align the targets, and if the sale is not happening, you reach out to them for finding the RCS, which is root cause analysis. um, Second, I have written about marketing, but marketing I will discuss at the end, because it's a very deep subject. And so third, I'll move on to the third team, which is sourcing team. Sourcing, I feel, is a very underrated team. I have worked with a lot of highly skilled sourcing guys, and their knowledge is at par about industry and about products as with any other team. So look, the sourcing guys, for your understanding, those who don't know, like if I'm selling a fan, that material either I am producing as a manufacturer, or I am taking it from some other this original equipment managers, OEMs. These are companies which produce the material, they give it to you, you can brand it, and you can sell it on your name. And like what these top brands do is they see their products, they will ask for certain modification based on their quality levels, their brand standards, and then they will align with that OEMs to manufacture those products. They take it from them and brand it and then sell it. Okay, so the sourcing team reaches out to these OEMs, and what communication is given from my end is that I will do my market analysis, I will identify what are the specifications in the product that I want, and what is the price that will have me an edge in the market. So I will communicate that this should be my you can say um, supplier cost for the like easy understanding of the video. So I would say ki bring the material at this price point, then I will add my expenses, and then I will give it to the customers. So the sourcing team's responsibility is to understand those specification and bring the products in line with that. So it's a tough job because there could be a scenarios where I am giving them unrealistic expectations, and they are not able to match it. So here also a lot of to and fro will happen between the product manager and the sourcing manager. Ki boss, give me the right specification, because these specification will come at a cost. So would you be able to sell it for a higher price? If not, let's shelve it. Okay, so these kind of discussions happen. Next is for example, you have procured one material, okay, at the price, let's say X, and now in the market you see the competition bringing in the same spec model at a cheaper price. Then you will reach out to your sourcing guy, ki boss, the competition is selling for a lower price, so we need to also get better pricing. So there is again a to and fro with the sourcing team. Then for example, as you can see, there is a lot of geopolitical tensions going on, which results in like dollar price fluctuation, exchange rates going for a toss, and there could be a possibility of raw material cost getting increased, especially if your supply is dependent on import. So in these cases, the sourcing team will reach out to you, ki boss, the raw material cost is increasing, so overall cost of supply is also increasing, hence we need to increase the price. Now here, as a product manager, you will take a tactical call whether to absorb the entire increase in price, or like let's say 50% I absorb, 50% I pass it to the end consumer. So these kind of calls you take, because for example, if the price is increased by 10%, you pass the entire 10% into the market, but the competitions have not increased it, and then you are in trouble because your products are not going to sell. Okay, so these kind of decisions you take. Then the fourth department is the quality department. It's a very strong department in a lot of the top brands, because brand is something that you associate with quality. Otherwise, so you'll buy just anything. So for the quality standards, the brand have a, you can say, a guy who inspects the material before it goes out in the market. Or for example, if in any of my products, if I'm making certain changes, okay, certain, you can say, cost optimization projects that are running, so the quality team has to give a final go ahead that if you are doing these cost cutting measures, whether the product's durability is affected or not, because at the end of the day we don't want inferior product into the market. So like as a product manager, you have to align the quality team that boss, we are changing certain things in the products, are you aligned with that or not? And apart from this, like quality team also like gives you feedback on, like for example, I have the packaging of that product is not right. For example, they do a lot of tests, they do a lot of lab tests in not just of the product but also of packaging and other stuff. So they, for example, they do a drop test and the products get like broken, and there is a lot of like transportation involved. Like firstly, from suppliers factory, you are bringing the product into your warehouse, from your warehouse to the end consumer. So in between, the product is moving in the trucks, so there could be a possibility of it falling down, so there could be anything. So these kind of feedbacks related to how the packaging is given by the quality team. So once, because these are very important, because you might sell the product, but uh, if the consumer is receiving a broken product or a defective product, they will give negative word of mouth, they will give you a poor rating, they will ask you to replace the product. So all these kind of stuff happen. So it's very important that the quality of the product and its packaging and all is met with the standards which is set by the company. Now the fifth team is the design team. Look, design team is your core team. For example, I am not a technical guy, okay, but I want, let's say, in fans there is a new technology called BLDC. So I am not aware of it, but I have heard it in the market. So as a product manager, I will reach out to my design team because there is something called BLDC fans, whether we can bring it or not. So then they will do their research, they will bring in the proposition like, "Ki we can sell this model at this price." So you share your expectation with the design team, and then they revert back with the feasibility, like what things are possible. Because as a product manager, so I will give them a brief that give me the highest spec model, but make sure the cost is the lowest. So that doesn't happen, but like sometimes they feel that product managers are very idiot with their expectations. But like you can't be like lenient, you have to give unrealistic expectation, and then you do a lot of to and fro, and then come to a point where the expectations and the value quotient matches. Okay, so look, design team works in two domains. Firstly, your existing products, your existing portfolio, and NPDs. NPDs are basically new product developments. So in my existing products, like I have told at the beginning, so you reach out to the sales team. If the sales is not happening, you will find out certain reasons. If there could be reasons related to defects in the products, or while running they are not working. So look, we do a lot of testing, but those testings are lab based. But in real world, things could be a lot different. So the design team, like if the products are getting defective or the failure rate is high, the design team along with the quality team, they will reach out to the site, they will reach out to the consumers, and then find out what is the issue, where there is a design flaw, or what changes we can make in the product so that the durability is increased. So in the existing products, this is what the design team could do. Another thing which the design team could do in the existing product is cost optimization or value engineering. What things are unnecessary in the product that could be opted out, and which will give us the cost benefit. Now, in terms of NPDs, which is the second point for design, in new product developments, like I'll do a lot of market research. I will reach out to my sales team. I will ask for their feedback. I will reach out to the end consumer, like what is your expectation, and then I will prepare a NPD draft and share with the design team. Okay, boss, this is the expectation in the market. The competition brought in a new product. How can we make that similar product or even a higher value product as soon as possible? So these kind of briefs you share, and then the design team works on the NPDs and revert back with the like final ID. So these are the like how a product manager interacts with design. Next is the finance team. So finance, look, as a product manager, while I started the video with that key, you need to make sure that the sales of the product is happening. But as a product manager, you are also dependent on the bottom line. So I'll briefly explain about top line and bottom line. So top line is basically your revenue. For example, if I made 500 rupees this month, okay, I sold a product and I sold it for 500 rupees. So this 500 rupees is my revenue. But after like excluding all the cost, for example, transportation cost, my procurement cost, my warranty cost, there could be a number of costs. I make 5 rupees of profit, net profit. That is my, like, I can take it. So that net profit is your bottom line. So as a product manager, you are responsible for the overall growth of that category, but you are also responsible for the bottom line, which is your net profit. So for this net profit, you will always interact with the finance team because they keep a close eye on what kind of discounts I am giving, what kind of marketing activities I am doing, wherever I am I'm burning out money. So they have a close eye on that. So you have to always align them, like whatever marketing activity I'm doing, there would be an ROI, there would be a return on investment. So, and sometimes you take a tactical call. So there's a lot of to and fro with the finance team also, in terms of making sure that the company set margins are met. Okay. And also, like as I said, in India there is a lot of sourcing based model, like companies outsource their products. Not just in India, I think it's a global phenomena. Even Apple outsources product. Apple is not producing it by itself. These Westron and other companies are producing it for Apple, but the quality standards and specification is shared by Apple. So similar is with a lot of brands in India also. So as I said, we have a supplier which produces the product for us. Then that product comes into our warehouse. Okay. But we don't receive that price, we receive the price from finance team. Okay, as a product manager you'll receive the price of that product from finance team. So they might keep certain buffer, so that which could, at the end of the year they could use it to increase the bottom line. And also during the year, if sales is not happening, if the competition is going aggressive with price, then you can reach out to your finance team ki boss, if there is a buffer, or if there is a possibility I want to reduce the price, so can we absorb this price cut. So these kind of discussions you have with your finance team. And basically it's a very coordinative job. Next is your operations team. Like I said, we have a supplier, so the product has to be picked up in trucks. It comes to our warehouse. From our warehouse, it is to be delivered. So, for example, there is a truck shortages. For example, the product is not getting picked up. The product is picked up, but in a warehouse, it is not getting inverted. So then the ops team will come to the product team and they will ask, "Ki, boss, help me out," and find out the reasons. So as a product manager, you'll of course find out the reasons why certain things are not happening. Then there is a legal team also. So as a product manager, you will interact with the legal team. Actually, when I joined the product management role, I was surprised that there is a legal team also, because I thought the legal team is only for fighting like lawsuits and all in corporate. But no, as a product manager, like you have this ownership of the product. You can decide what should be the packaging, what should be the tagline, what should be the claims in that product, what should be the name of that product. So you, of course, you align the leadership in everything, but you have this first level where you decide what should be the case. So but like for example, I cannot make a fan and call it iPhone, because the iPhone IP is with Apple. So these kind of things the legal team will keep an eye on you, that whatever communication is going out in terms of marketing, in terms of packaging, it should be in line with what the legal guidelines of the country is. And also I should not make any false claim. For example, if I say we are a number one fans company, so whether it's true or not, if it is true, the legal team should have like a substantial backup. If somebody, if tomorrow comes and says ki your claim is false, so we should have like we should have something to like talk about it. So and this was with the legal team. Now so there are a lot of creatives. For example, the packaging, you will see any packaging of any material you would have seen, like whatever is displayed, it is a creative thing. Okay. So as a product manager, I will communicate to my creative team, like I want this should be the messaging. I want all these things to be present, but how it should be present and how to make it more engaging for the end user, this is decided by the creative team. Okay. But uh, they don't know about the product, they don't know about the communication. So as a product manager, you give them the brief, then they will bring in the creative, let's say for the packaging or for like leaflet danglers, posters, hoardings, that what exactly you want to show. So I give them the brief, they bring in the first cut, and then you like do a lot of to and fro for like, this is not right, this could be better and all, and you share your expectations again and again until the final cut is received. Then you show it to the leadership team, you get a go ahead, and finally it is into the market. Sometimes the branding can go wrong. Okay. So you need to be aware of that. Look, in like this creative team, this could be internal also and this could be external also, because in my previous company it was an external agency with whom I used to give briefs and they would come back with their like final products. And in my current company there is an internal team as well. So So you interact with them, you share your briefs, and make sure that those are timely executed. And also, like, if your product is listed on e-commerce platform, like if you have explored e-commerce, of course you would have. So there you see, when you click on the product, there are a lot of images. All these images, like what to be shown in that image, what specification, what is that one trigger point that will that will force the end user to buy that product. That communication and how to, like communication is given by us, but how you can make it engaging that the end user eventually buys it, that is decided by the creative team. So here also the product manager and the creative team work in collaboration. uh, Now I'll talk about the after sales team. Look, I have discussed before the product reaches to the end consumer, what are the teams that are involved. Like after it reaches to the end consumer, like how would you know about the product? Like if you have developed some NPDs, new products, how is the performance, how they are working in the real world. So for that there is an after sales team. If the product is bad, if the end consumer is not happy, they will reach out to your service centers. They will say, boss, the product is like bad, just take it away, give me a replacement, I want return, a number of things. So there the after sales team will reach out, they will reach the site, they will inspect the product, and they will talk with the consumer, like what, how they were using it and what are the issues. And then they will communicate this to the product manager. He, boss, your product is not right, you need to make certain changes, we are facing these challenges. For example, if, as I discussed earlier, for cost cutting measures I am changing the specification of my product, the quality team gives a go ahead, but these are like lab testing things. So in real world this could fade differently. So these feedbacks are received by the after sales team. They give you an end user feedbacks. Okay. And this is a very important role, because like if you are not connected with your after sales team, they will do things on their own, and which may eventually the end consumer might not like. So what they will do is that they will reduce the ratings of your products, they will do bad mouthing for your products, which will lead to, like, of course, loss of sale eventually. uh, Now the last pointer after which I will discuss about marketing is the leadership team. So basically you are the POC for point of contact for the leadership team. Look, I want to be a leader as soon as possible where I don't have to work. Just kidding. Because I have seen a lot of leaders who are very sharp, like they will just look at the data and find out the reason, because they have gone through this same grind. But once you reach to that leadership position, you are like tracking the number on an overall basis. You will have a lot of vertical, lot of product managers under you. So you are not going deep dive, but anything related to that product category, you will just reach out to the product manager. Okay, sort of why the sales are down, what are the issues, where are we lagging. Okay, this there could be a number of reasons. For example, there is a high failure rate, or the ratings of the product online have gone wrong, there is a out of stock issue. So there could be a number of reasons, but you should be aware of it. Like I've said, if the product is doing good, everyone is happy. If not, the product manager should know why. So this you have to keep in mind. Okay. And as I have discussed, like there are weekly reviews, there could be monthly presentations. So for your category, as a product manager, you are going to present everything. And like all these cross functional team that I have discussed, they, like for them also the voice is the product manager. So if they want to escalate something to the leadership team, they voice it through product manager only. Okay. So that was it. So now finally coming to our last thing, which was second initially, which is marketing. So my understanding of marketing pre MBA and post MBA is very different. I thought marketing is just about creating ads before MBA, but in real world it's like very different. So I will bucket, like I don't claim it to be a comprehensive holistic understanding, but for my understanding and for the easy understanding of the viewers, I would say I'll bucket marketing into three domains: the brand marketing, the product marketing, and the trade marketing. Okay, first I'll discuss the trade marketing because it is related to the sales team. So as I discussed in the first point, that's a sales team. When you give them the target, they will say what are the levers to drive this sales. So these levers come through trade marketing, as the name suggests, trade. So trade business is the one happening on ground. Online, of course, anything that you buy online is online business. So for driving this trade sales, what the trade marketing will do is say, they will say that like our channel partner, like if you achieve, let's say for 1 crore sale, like last year you did 50 lakh, this year you have to do 1 crore. They say, why would I jump to 100 crore? I can do 55 lakh, I will be in growth, so why to do 1 crore for the company? So then you will say, "Okay, if you do 1 crore, we'll give you additional 1% of your overall revenue." Look, this 1% might seem small, but it is basically when the base is higher, you earn a lot. And for these channel partners, even this 1% margin, like it matters a lot. Okay, so this is one thing you could have. You could develop schemes like, if you achieve this target, we'll go for a domestic trip, we'll take you to an international trip. Or you can say ki if you achieve this, you will a Royal Enfield or any other like bike or car. So these kind of things you do to motivate the channel partner to achieve those sales numbers. Now for the sales team as well, look, as you know, this sales team has a fixed component and a variable component. So this variable component is dependent on whether you achieve those targets or not. So the trade marketing will come in like, boss, over and above your variable components, you can achieve further. You can like get 1.5x of your variable component, or you can get a bike, a tablet, or a mobile phone. So some things like this, because you want the motivation to be high in the sales team. So all these drivers for sales are coming through trade marketing. So apart from these drivers, trade marketing team also makes sure that there is in-shop branding for our channel partners. Like whenever you walk into a retail outlet, you will see a lot of brands, like stickers are displayed, and there would be demo products outside their shop. And even the shop's name that you see on top, you will see the big brand's name and the original shop's name in very small like fonts. So like Havells, or say Philips, you should notice when you go into the market, you will see that big brand's name and the small shop name. So in this way, like the shopkeepers get these materials for free, like they are getting these boards for free. Like these are expensive board, like from 1 lakh to 2 lakhs would be the costing, because these glow up boards, there is LED behind those boards. And for the brands, it is like free marketing for them. Like they can like they can brand their products also. Like if you would have noticed in some of the retail shops, these boards also constitute the products that that particular brand is selling. Okay, so it's a win-win situation for both of them. Now talking about the product team, so product marketing team. So product marketing team is basically, maybe as a product manager you are only handling that. So like I said, the packaging, what your packaging is like, explaining it to the end consumer, what claims that you are doing, what things that you are mentioning in the package, that the if the end consumer is holding your product, if your end consumer is looking at the packaging of your products, what is that one thing that they should take out of that that messaging, so that it helps them eventually buy that particular product. So apart from this, you can do like leaflets, danglers, posters, or like van campaigning. A lot of like any marketing that is related to the product that you are doing is handled by the product marketing team. um, like for example, in an e-commerce setup, if the products are not selling, what you can do is you can run certain campaigns, okay, for those particular products that are not selling, and then you can track it, like what is my per page view share, what are my conversions. If there is a NB is basically non-viability. This could be because of the stock is not there, or the ratings are low. These kind of things, as a product marketing team, you analyze. And then like in both the companies where I have worked, the marketing part was handled by the product manager itself. So here I won't say the marketing team will reach out to the product manager, because I was only doing all this stuff. But yeah, I have seen it, I have heard from my colleagues that there is a dedicated product marketing team also in a lot of firms. Then finally is the brand team. So the brand team is your core marketing team. This slightly aligns with what my understanding before MBA was, or during the MBA also, because we don't have any idea. So what this brand marketing team does is that they are responsible for the overall image of that brand. Like what is the recall for that brand that is happening. Like when you hear about Apple, you know about like basic luxury, or like whatever understanding, what is the first image that comes to your mind when you think about a brand. That is the role of a brand team. Okay, now you will wonder how as a product manager I'm related to that, because look, it's very important what is the image of your brand. If the brand's image is getting diluted, your product's sale is going to suffer. So as a product manager, I also interact with the brand team, because what you are doing currently to like increase the you can say top of mind recall for the brand. And like one more thing, like I used to wonder like why Reliance, Tata, or all these big brands are still doing like branding activities. But it is to make sure that the new generation that is coming into the market, okay, the newer generation is also aware about these legacy brands. So that's why it's very important for them to do these brand activities. And this brand marketing team can reach out on a like on an offline mode, like through hoardings or newspaper ads, or even like posters and all. I've like in my previous company they did something called wall painting. So what they did was, and they reached out to tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And mother, you must have seen when you go to your village areas, you will see the house painted with like some brand's name like Gyan Milk or Asian Paints. So all these kind of stuff happens, and this is basically for the end consumer to have an understanding that there is a brand in paints called Asian Paints, there is a brand in milks called Gyan Milk. So all these kind of stuff. Okay, so if like for example, if I am the product manager for Havel, I want the end consumer to know that what kind of products Havel sells. So this is the job of the branding. Then they also do it on a digital platform, because now, so if you are not in digital, you don't even exist. So running YouTube ads, or for example TV commercials, or this Google ads, Facebook marketing, so all these kind of things are done to make sure that your brand space is there in the end consumer's mind. So this was the whole overall video, and I have covered most of it. So look, I don't claim it to be an ideal video, but I have largely covered what I've experienced as a product manager. And look, while your end goal is to manage the sales, but you drive it through this cross-functional teams like sales, supply chain, ops, finance, etc. So that was it. And lastly, again, I would say if the product does well, everyone is happy. If it doesn't, the product manager should know why. So if you are from a similar domain and you are working currently, I would like to know your thoughts, and please mention if I have missed something. And thank you for watching.